Okay, so Tzara'at, talking about Tzara'at, let's talk a little bit about what is Tzara'at, a little bit about the meaning of Tzara'at, the process of Tzara'at. So the term of Tzara'at, which we have in biblical Hebrew, is not identical to the modern Tzara'at, which is Hansen disease, but it's a general name in the Bible to these skin plagues, okay? Morphologically speaking, Tzara'at, pretty much like Sapachat and Baheret, is part of a very interesting pattern in biblical Hebrew that is related to plagues, okay? So if we're talking about the pattern katelet, okay, for which we have this pattern, okay, that's the basic structure of the pattern. Obviously, phonological difficulties may affect the form of the pattern. If you have guttural letters, then this pattern tends to change. Is for flaws, defects, sicknesses. So we have an example here, Baheret, okay, which is whitening of the skin, okay, a very, very pale or white skin defect, okay, Baheret. Same goes for Sapachat, but because of the chet, we have a changing of the vowels. Same goes for Tzara'at, which, again, this pattern, which is a feminine pattern, okay, as you can see, the tav at the end, we have the first root letter, second root letter, third root letter, then we have a tav. Same goes here, first, second, third, tav, 1, 2, 3, tav, 1, 2, 3, tav. Okay, by the way, related to the name of the town that we've seen earlier, Bint, right? Because Ben is a son. Bint would be a daughter, right? So the tav at the end is the tav of the femininity in all of these. Set, Sapachat, Baheret. We can add other defects to that list. Daleket, Yalefet, Garevet, Shachefet, Kadachat, Karachat, Gabachat, Averet, okay, etc., etc. All of these are some kinds of sicknesses or defects in biblical Hebrew. That's the pattern of Tzara'at. Okay, now the idea of the root Tzadi Resh and Ayin is not 100% clear, but it has to do with these different defects. In any case, you can see Tsar and Ra. So kind of the combination of letters here is indicating that this is not a good thing, okay? So it has a bad connotation as far as the choice of the letters and how they are common in negative things. But that's, as I said, the pattern is a pattern of defects. Now, what kind of defects? So we may have this se'et, which you can see is related to lifting. So it might be kind of a swelling, okay? Or sapachat, something that is added to something. So might be kind of an overlaying layer of the skin. Or baheret, we've talked about something that is white or pale, okay? And all of these may be tzara'at, but in order to diagnose tzara'at, we have to have a priest, and only a priest, after having seen it, can declare that this is a tzara'at. So it's very interesting, the borderline between spirituality and physicality in the question of tzara'at. What does it mean? Okay. And in many aspects, tzara'at, in many places in the Bible, is kind of playing on this border between physical and spiritual. Okay, so we have various cases of tzara'at in the Bible. We have Moses, we have Miriam, we have Naaman, the general of the Arameans, we have Uzziah, the king, we have the house of Joab, which David curses that they would have always a metzorah, okay, someone with a tzara'at. And now this, the process of tzara'at and the seeing the tzara'at, diagnosing it as a tzara'at, secluding the person, sending them outside the camp, the process of purifying and cleansing the metzorah. This is, as I said, it borders between the spiritual and the physical, and the different cases teach us maybe something about the essence of tzara'at. So specifically in these verses, God is giving these medical, spiritual, legal instructions to Moses and Aaron as part of the law for the metzorah. So you can see it is formulated as a legal text. Okay, how do we know it's a legal text? Because we've seen biblical legal texts in the past. For instance, in the weekly portion of Mishpatim, literally laws and customs. And we know the formulation of a casuistic law in biblical Hebrew. Adam ki, very common in the beginning of casuistic law. Adam ki yeh be'or besaro set o sapachat o baheret והיה באור בשרו לנגע צרעת, והובא וראה, okay? וראה וטימא. So here we have a legal text using these vegetal forms, okay, to describe the conditionals and the development of that conditional sentence. Okay, what to do in each of these cases. So there is a lot to do with the fact that the priest should observe. Vera'ah ha-Kohen, okay? So I would say possibly this is the, protasis, the if clause, and then we have the then clause. If, then, protasis, apodosis. Okay, that would be the procedure that he has to go under in a certain circumstance. So if this, then this. Okay, nega tzara'at hu. Okay, we have a copula. Okay, it is a nega tzara'at hu. We don't note that here we don't have a sentence. It's a nominal sentence with the word who serving as a copula. In English, we have to have is. Okay, but in Hebrew, we don't have to have the word is in this concept, in a nominal